What's going on? This is going to be a little build of the ECU that's going in the 240. So this is going to be a speedunio ECU. It is a little open source kind of deal that you can buy for pretty cheap. All of this together is $160. I think it's around 170-ish when you buy the Arduino with it. So this is an Arduino Mega 2560. This is what you need for this. And I'll leave a link in the description to everything I'm using in this video. So this right here is for the distributor for this ECU to be able to read timing the way it's supposed to. These are all the goodies that's going to go in the board. They do make pre-built ones. They're around $300. I think the cheaper one, if I remember right, it is $260-ish. But it seems a little daunting, but I've built one before, but I messed this one up because I overheated the board. So keep in mind, I'm pretty new to soldering electronics, so I destroyed that board. I learned from my mistakes, and we're gonna do it right this time. So this is the PCB. This is what we're gonna be soldering. And they give you a pretty dope sticker. I'm not a sticker guy personally, but it's pretty dope. I'll leave that right here at the top. So when you get started with this, you're gonna want to make sure you have flux. You have a good soldering station, which I need water for that. You're gonna want a really good soldering station. Something you can control the heat. I have it set to 350 degrees Celsius right now. And you're gonna want something to scrape off your soldering iron with, which I just like being with brand since I have a Weller soldering iron. So, but just gonna get set up here. We're gonna open that up. So it seems pretty daunting when you have this whole bag filled with components and you really have no idea what to do with them at first. But if you just choose a place to start, it goes by very, very quick. Everything is labeled. So if you read here, D1, D2, D3, D4, D7, D8, D9, D10. And when you look on the board, let's see if I can find real quick. D10, right there. So what you want to do, so the long end is power and the short end is ground. What you do is you put power through the circle hole and ground through the square hole. It's that easy. So we're just gonna get right at this. It's gonna be very long, very daunting. So what I like to do is I like to start with a certain type of component and just move my way through that certain type of connector. Like I'm probably gonna start out with these ones that have just one in the bag, and then I'll move on to the ones that just have two in the bag, and then move on to these, so on and so forth. It takes a long time, but it's pretty straightforward. So I'll just show you this one, and then probably go to 10 times speed on this. So C19. This one is not directional. You can put it either way you want. You don't have to worry about, power ground. But C19 will go right in that hole. First hole. Bring it down. Should probably bring my I don't know where I put my solder. See, I'm leaving a few things out of this board because the way I'm setting it up in my box. So C19, those two right there. Those two right there. I'm going to put a little bit of flux on the back. There's a little dog hair. So C19, I'll put a little flux on the back there. Dab it on. Place that back. Poke these through the hole. flux. Dab them on there. Just remember, whenever you're doing this, flux is your friend. Got a good connection there. And that is your first piece on the board. So what I like to do is I like to take nail trimmers and I'll just little snip, boom. Keep in mind, I'm not a professional. Don't do this for a living. I just like fucking around with stuff. So what I'm gonna do, since I want this to be pretty, is I'm going to heat this solder up. I'm gonna suck out any excess solder that came out of the other side. I'm gonna put it back in here so I know I've done it, and I'll move on to the next. Boom. All right, see y'all in a bit. So this is negative, this is positive. Probably get the gist. So this is D15 here. So right here is D15. If you look at it, there's a little line where my scraper is right now. So little line, D15. Right here, there's a little line. Positive, negative. Positive is a square, negative is a circle. So if you just want to double check, what you do, you just pull. Jesus. Pull these ends off. What I like to do is I like going in like that, straight up and down, and then bend it over. Pull it out. Bend it over, just so you know where you want the bend. That, and you can finish up the bend with your finger. Boop. Just like that. Boom. Boom.
I know what I would do, and that's not call him back, and here's why you shouldn't either.
So, I'm going to take a little break for now. This is where we're at. Turn my soldering iron off. Yeah. This one is going way smoother than the first time I've done this. I'll teach you guys how to clean up flux residue when we're done. There's a lot of flux on there because, you know, flux is your friend. You don't, like, I can't emphasize it enough. You just like, every single pin, make sure you're using plenty of flux because it helps immensely. There's a few on there that I'm not very proud of. It's like they're just ugly. They're gonna work fine. It's just like that one. I don't know why my camera's not focusing, but that one, it's a little off. But I'll catch you guys when I'm back on this one.